Today's lesson is about writing a strong lead for an argument essay. When writing an argument essay, you want to start off with a hook or strong lead, which is an opening sentence or two that grabs the reader's interest and introduces the general topic of the argument essay. Remember, short and sweet. One way that you can introduce the general topic of the essay is through an anecdote. Another way is to write a surprising statement. A different way is to write a declarative statement. And finally, to find a quote within your research that is considered a strong lead, that will hook your reader's attention. So we're going to start off with an anecdote, an interesting little story. When you write an anecdote, you want to include sights, sounds, smells, and other sensory images. So I worked on writing an anecdote for the argument paper I'm working on, which is no school uniforms. School uniforms are a bad idea. So I have to keep in mind to keep it brief. My anecdote. Imagine attending the first day of school and being forced to wear a school uniform. Not only do all the students look alike, but the uniform is itchy and uncomfortable. Unfortunately, some schools force students to wear uniforms, and that is wrong. So when I was writing that, I was really looking to think about the images and the feelings. And so what could you see? All students look alike. How did they feel? Itchy and uncomfortable. And just that's plain wrong. And trying to hook my reader into this topic through the sensory images. So your job now is to pause the video and write an anecdote strong lead. You can write this anecdote strong lead in your notebook, the writing section of your notebook, or you can open a brand new Google document and write your strong lead, your anecdote strong lead in the Google Doc. Pause the video and write your strong lead. Our next strong lead is a surprising statement. There are many ways a statement can surprise a reader. Sometimes the statement is surprising because it is disgusting. Sometimes it is joyful. Sometimes it is shocking. Sometimes it is surprising because of who said it. So you can write a surprising statement. But be careful to take care and explain how the statement relates to your topic. Description is great. Over-exaggeration is not. And make sure that the statement is relevant to your topic, not just shocking. So I created a surprising statement. School uniforms diminish student individuality and self-expression. School personnel must embrace this stage in a child's development and let students choose their own school-appropriate clothing. I'm really looking to use strong words, diminish individuality, diminish self-expression. And then this idea of it's important for a child to develop in their individuality and self-expression. So I'm trying to use some very strong language in my surprising statement to grab the reader's attention. So now it's your turn to pause the video and write a surprising statement, strong lead. Next, a declarative statement. In this pattern, the writer simply states straight out what the topic of his paper is going to be about. It is the technique that most students writers use with only modest success. Good professional writers use it too. Don't give too much information away. Don't write, in this essay you will learn about. Do not do that. Don't write, I'm going to tell you about this topic. Don't do that either. You already have the reader's eyes on the paper. You don't need to tell them. You're going to read something. So the way you can write a declarative statement, just short and sweet, tell them just some brief information. The school uniform debate has been ongoing, but it intensified in 1999 when public schools began implementing school uniform expectations. Short and sweet and to the point. A declarative statement. Now you pause the video and write a declarative statement that you can possibly use as a strong lead. Next, a quote. When a writer uses the words of another to help illustrate a point, your quote should be unusual, funny, or obscure. Do not choose a long quote. Make it short. Your quote should have a meaning you plan to reveal to the reader as the essay progresses. Remember to put opening and closing quotation marks around your quote, and then give credit where credit is due. Include who said or wrote your quote. So my quote is, school uniforms demonstrate that your individuality is inconvenient. The self-identity that you want to express through clothing doesn't belong here. Those opinions on your t-shirt are distracting. There's my in-text citation. However, self-expression is not inconvenient or distracting. It is essential to our democracy. So now you pause the video and look through your research and find a short quote from your research that you can use as a strong lead. So at this point, we now have 4 strong leads developed for our argument paper. You have an anecdote, you have a surprising statement, a declarative statement, and a quote. Your job is to reread those and pick the lead that is the best, most engaging lead and circle it. Good job getting all of your strong leads written down.